I'm live. We're live in the live stream.
Drink water, people.
In the live stream. Drink water, people. My wife was kind enough to fill up my water bottle in the live stream right before the live stream. It was lovely. Now I have water. It's great. Would recommend for most people to take their water and take allergy meds if you have them. That's also pretty good. Also pretty highly recommended, especially if you have cat allergies and live with 3 cats. Those allergy meds can come in handy.
Sorry.
This is the life that I've chosen. A little late to back out now, unfortunately.
You stuck with me.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
It's fine.
Maybe I'll cap it at like 20 years or something.
You're fine. It's
Like 20 years, I think will be long enough, and like we can call it there.
You're gonna leave me.
Yeah. So you have
20 years.
after 20 years, so you have 6 more.
You can't get rid of me that soon.
I'm not gonna
We
get.
do have a 5-year-old.
I'm not gonna get rid of you. I'm going to leave you.
We have a 5-year-old child.
This isn't
You're
about.
stuck
This
with
isn't
me
about her. This is
Until
about.
she's
Yep.
at least 18.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't leave her. I would never leave my child. I'm gonna leave you.
You're also still stuck with me.
No.
As her mother.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nah. She's stuck with you as mother, but I'm not stuck with you.
Yeah, you are.
I'm teasing Taylor. No one's leaving. No one's leaving anyone. We would never. There's a cat trying to bust down the door.
Trying to get it.
Sounds like a Snickers cat. I'm moving the camera because it's in the way of my notifications. Snickers. Yeah. Hi.
Meow.
Hi. Hi. Can I pick up the kit?
Oh, goodness. Meow. Goodness.
You don't usually like being picked up. But I want to hold the kitten. You pounded down my door. There you go. There's the purrs. There's the purrs. You love me. You love me. Okay. Because I love you. I'll sit you down. Go kit. Go shirtless. Nah. It's not that exciting without the shirt on, believe me.
I differ.
Honestly, crazy that you just started stream and I just turned on my PC. Perfect timing. These just runs. Nah. Maybe one of these days, grow the channel or whatever. I can have like shirtless pics behind the Patreon paywall or something. If you grow the channel enough, maybe you'll get there. Like that'll be like the 10,000 subscriber milestone or whatever. There'll be like a shirtless pic behind the Patreon paywall. Not really. I'm not committing to shit. I'm not committing to that. Jokes.
All jokes.
People will not watch. It's not that exciting when the shirt comes off. It's not that exciting.
I beg to differ.
Probably the most exciting thing is like the teacup tattoo that's Here? Do I know where my tattoo is? It's on this side, isn't it?
Where's your heart?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, your heart's in the middle, so like that doesn't count. I like it.
Not.
It is, but it isn't.
It
Yeah.
is, but it isn't.
Exciting mistrust, maybe not. Are you retracting your messages? Or is my moderator grabbing you? I'm okay with either.
Hey.
Unfortunately, the stream is not about stripping. The suggestion will be passed on for today. I agree. Yes, that is correct.
Snickers.
No, I'm not grabbing those messages. Oh, either him or YouTube, I guess. This stream is talking about life without God. Is life scary without God? Without the belief in a God? Without the belief in this all-powerful creator who's in charge of everything, who made everything, who's taking care of everything, who we get to spend an eternity with, later on after we die? Is it as scary as my wife scolding the cat who's trying to eat her puzzle pieces? Maybe.
Listen, the cat has a death wish. The cat has a death wish. Okay?
And I like how that death wish is like, it's twofold. Because one, she's like messing with your puzzle. So it's like she's trying you, but also she will eat those puzzle pieces and kill herself.
Exactly. You understand.
She absolutely will.
Yeah, she will.
Shout out, Lily. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Yeah? I'll let you get a couple more of those then. Yeah, there you go. One more.
Snickers. Hey, you wanna hand me the garter cars at the fork?
The fork? My fork's not up.
No, it's to the side.
Hello.
And I need it to poke the cat.
No, Lily, you don't want to do one. You don't want to do one more. You don't want to see what happens when you do one more. You don't want to see what happens when I click this button. I'm ready for it. You don't want to spam my chat just one more time and see what happens to you? No? It's up to you, it's your life. This live stream is not that important, How's your day? It's been alright, It's been alright. It's been a month, but we're still here. We're still chugging along. Hanging in there. Happy to be going live. That's one good thing.
No, give it to me.
No, but I want.
I understand.
It's my decoration.
I understand.
What do you need it for?
You try me. You try me.
To keep the kitty back.
Yes, exactly. To keep the kitty back.
I was through the whole atheist thing for some good few years now. I don't know how you even define what I am. That's all right. Labels are just like labels. They're kind of just whatever. I don't really think you need labels, It's alright if you don't fit into a category. If you don't know what category you're in, it doesn't really matter in the end. It's important to label things sometimes. It's important to label things sometimes. And, it's nice. But, at the end of the day, inside, if you're searching, if you're kind of, on your own path, I feel like that sometimes. Labels are just for convenience, to quickly and aptly describe what something is. I'd agree. Even if it's infinite and death always comes. Oh, what if, sorry, I missed a thing. What if everything does matter, even if it's infinite and death always comes? I think things matter, because why not? I mean, objectively, there's no intrinsic value to anything. But I don't know, we're here, might as well make the most out of it, and I think that matters. Because, I mean, why not? And that's not an objective take, but it's just like, why not? I think life matters a little bit more when you think about death coming, when you think about it ending. It gives a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives a little bit more earnesty. You know, it gives a little bit more importance. It gives like, no, you actually have a finite amount of time. You don't know how much time that is. To live this life and make the most out of it and do what you want to do, you know? I think it gives it more earnesty and importance, yeah. It makes it that much more valuable. Do you enjoy the stories humans tell about death as much as the next person? You can decide purpose for yourself, but from what we know, we don't really have some greater purpose or meaning. Yeah, I agree. I didn't drink enough water today.
Well, that was the first thing I said when I came in here. Try people.
Who is we? Who is we? I said we at some point, and yeah, probably we as in like a human species. We as in the collective knowledge of humanity. That's probably what I meant. I know what I know. You know what I know. I don't know what you know.
You know?
You know? Who's really to know anything?
I'm watching you, cat. Stay back.
The silent meows are my favorite. I started searching other stories of God besides the fake Jewish story, and I'm finding better ways to connect with my inner self. I can respect that. I've been on that journey. It's nice. Personally, with journeys like that, I would go towards more of the Eastern religions, Hinduism and Buddhism, but that's just me. Like, I really enjoyed, like, looking into Buddhism. I need to spend more time in Buddhism. Just a term to refer to a group you belong to. I messed up. I know what I know. You know what you know. We all know different things. Yes. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
You're my unit on Buddhism right now. You should pick another unit. I'm not the most professional or knowledgeable about the topic. But it's the one I've liked the most so far.
Yeah.
You know, arguing the Bible stories got old after a while. It does. It does get old. I try to steer away from like it comes up in conversation when we're talking about this stuff. Like, if the God of Christianity was real, I wouldn't follow him anyway because I think he's, you know, a monster in the Bible. I try to steer away from saying stuff like that, even though, yes, I just said it, because God, it's just so tiring going through the same arguments of like explaining how the Bible is this way or whatever. It's not my favorite conversation to have. Did you hear about the kidnapping at the daycare in Cali? I hope the kid woke up. I hope you're doing the joke. Humanity doesn't know the same thing. There you go. He's okay. He woke up. Good. Love to see it. Humanity doesn't know the same things. I would agree. We don't all know everything. We can have... You can kind of lump everyone into like the human collective of all the human knowledge, And a lot of that is shared, especially now that the internet is a thing. But it's not exactly like hive mind, everyone sharing the same thoughts and knowing the same things. There's a level of collective knowledge, however, nearly all scientific knowledge and research is published for everyone to see, and if we found proof of a purpose to our life, we would know. Yeah. You would need to comb through some of those publications, though. That can be kind of a thing sometimes. Get that chapstick. This is the hot cocoa flavored chapstick. It's probably my least favorite in this drawer, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you don't like the hot cocoa?
You know, what's it taste like? It tastes like the chocolate erasers smell.
It tastes like the chocolate erasers smell.
Yes.
Okay.
It tastes like the chocolate erasers smell.
Okay.
If you've ever smelled a chocolate scented eraser, it tastes like that smell.
Interesting.
But to say we know there is no meaning or purpose is insane. I agree. Yeah. Is that shit made of real cheese? Nah. Pretty cool if it was. I'm not that talented. Also, it would spoil because this room isn't, a refrigerator. Is a statement that is very likely to be true. Perhaps there is someone who knows the meaning of our existence somewhere and is concealing that truth, but that'd be unlikely. Yeah. It doesn't seem like there's any objective meaning or purpose, but I'm not saying there for sure isn't. Just like I wouldn't say there for sure isn't a God. And especially if there is a God, then we probably would have objective meaning and purpose, and it would be the meaning and purpose assigned by that God. It isn't like the most complex epistemological problem of all time. I think we can handle it. I thought you were a fellow cheese sculptor. No. I think that's like a bamboo. It's like a bamboo-esque. It's really cool, actually. Don't ask me how I put it together. I mean, I follow the instructions, but still.
Get back.
My hands aren't usually... See, I can't even fix the sail right now because my hands just kind of don't do that. Yeah. Like a little bamboo ship. And I like it. And the sails are bendy slightly. And it's really cool. There's a room in there. And it's got a steering wheel or something in there. I don't know what it's got in there. I think it's supposed to, yeah. It's the wheel is in there. It's pretty cool. I like it. Hence why it's on my shelf. Anyway. You gotta find what truth even is. Truth is that which conforms to reality, right? Truth is that which is, right? I imagine there's lots of people throughout history and concurrently have just accurately guessed the purpose of our existence, but they don't know it to be true. Yeah, maybe. Well, you are a bamboo carver. Do you farm bamboo too? Nah, I wish I was that cool, but not quite. It's about non-Aristotelian systems, maybe. Norwegian physicists proposed a theory in late 2025 that consciousness is a fundamental universal field rather than a byproduct of the brain. Pretty interesting. It does sound interesting. I looked up the Wikipedia page for it. Seems to be accurate. Objective truth is forever out of reach and can only be approximated by layers of doubt and filters. I made a life-size replica of Pamela Anderson made of Tillamook cheddar. Did you actually? Because that'd be pretty cool. I would ask why you chose, that muse, but so, art is art. Okay, good. Truth is whatever is. Can we know what is? For certainty, no. I don't think so. I see you're asking the question of what it means to know. Yes, exactly. Truth can only be an approximation. Yes. Well, truth is what is. It's just a matter. I don't think we can ever know for certain, like, what is true and what not. But I do think that there is, like, objective truth out there. It's just we can never know for certain. I chose that cheese because it has a realistic, sweet sweat in the summer. Interesting. Truth itself is. How we describe it is an approximation. Right. Yes. We are on the same page. How we describe it is, just our best attempt to describe it. Because especially if there is no God, then we're just kind of like things that came into... Well, with or without a God, we're things that are here and are just trying to figure out what the hell that means and what to make of it and what to do with that information. We're doing what we can, but I don't know if we're quite at the level of like objective truth or whatever. To know something has many definitions, but I would argue to know something has many definitions, but I would argue that to know something, you must have a high degree of confidence in some assertion and backed by a high amount of evidence. Perhaps. Well, what is God? Everything is God? Depends on your definition. Depends on what kind of God we're talking about. Have you studied the whole Bible? To the best of my ability. Because there are some models where like we are all God, or the universe is God, and we're inside of God. Not like that though. Or like that God is like some disembodied like thing. God is some physical presence somewhere. God is nature. It kind of depends on your definition. But typically God is just a label that we put on an obscure idea of something higher and divine. Where does consciousness start and stop? As far as I can tell, it seems to start and stop in the brain. As far as I can tell. Snickers. 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 Do you want me to pick you up again? You want back up? Do you want back up? You want back up? Do you want back up? Do you want back up? If I pick you up, will you protest? You didn't protest as loudly that time. Is matter conscious? Consciousness seems to be a result of the chemical reactions in our brain. So consciousness seems to be the result of something that matter does. If that makes any sense. Do you believe the Bible can convince people and change lives for the better? I assume you're meaning convinced and not convict. Do you believe that the Bible can convince people or convict people and change lives for the better? Sure. Yeah, anything can. I also believe that the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, can. I believe that becoming an atheist can. Becoming an atheist bettered my life. Studying Buddhism bettered my life. It helped me manage my anxiety and fall asleep at night. That was pretty cool. Consciousness seems to be a trait that progressively gets more and more complex with the given system to which it is properly a property of. Yeah? the more complex and aware a computational entity is, the more conscious it is. Right, so at what point is a portion of your brain not conscious? It's a good question. Humans have high levels of consciousness. Animals are similarly extremely high, but insects, bacteria are primitive forms of consciousness. Just sheer matter is so basic that to call it conscious would kind of be irrelevant. Yeah. Viruses are conscious. Are they? And again, what does it mean to be conscious? Snackers. Snackers. Kit. She's found a comfy spot on my lap. It's a spectrum. I can kind of agree with that, honestly. It being kind of a spectrum. Spectrum good, yes. A spectrum, yes. I'm glad we all agreed on that. Look at that, we all agree. What about in the Quran saying how Allah is an angry God sacrificing infidels will get you to Valhalla? What does that have to do with anything? Why do I want to get to Valhalla? Why does it matter if I get to Valhalla? Everyone agreeing on something is wild. There's just four of us, just right there. It's just like boom, 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 boom. It's the most basic form of matter. A particular degree of the essence of consciousness. Is the most basic form of matter a particular degree of the essence of consciousness? I still think we would need to define what consciousness is. Because especially, and I might be looking at it in a small-minded perspective, but I think about consciousness as the thing that the brain does, our consciousness, thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories, things like that. And if you want to compare that to, what can go on in bugs or viruses, then I don't know. I'm asking, will that really change your life for the better? It can. Also, the God of the Bible is all about sacrificing and murdering people as well. So, I don't know. I don't know if you want to just try to call out the Bible like that. But yes, people have bettered their lives by turning to other religions other than Christianity. For example, I bettered my life studying Buddhism. As above, so below means the universe's patterns, macrocosm, are mirrored in the individual or earthly world, microcosm, signifying interconnectedness between cosmic and human scales. Okay. I'd argue matter is so fundamental and basic that I wouldn't necessarily call it conscious. You could by technicality, but at the point you're saying it reacts to its environment. Most basic form of consciousness seems ability to interact. Seems like reaction. There's a reaction to stimuli. I would imagine with consciousness. There's something doing something, with intentionally doing something. I better my life becoming an atheist. Me too. Dang, the Lord has blessed my eyes today. You're a good-looking dude. Well, thank you. You shave your beard? Yeah. I kind of grow it and shave it. But yeah, I prefer to have it off. But matter holds the attribute of being able to facilitate consciousness by constructing a higher order, entities capable of it. Sure. How do you study Buddhism? You just look into it. And now all of my studies are dude sitting in a chair in his home. It's nothing academic. I have a book back there, just an intro to Buddhism thing, listening to some talks and podcasts and stuff on Buddhism. I haven't done a huge dive, but I spent couple months or so, just, looking into it. Again, nothing too deep or impressive or academic. Pretty much the same way I study anything else. What do you think of Iran? Do you see what's happening? It's pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up. Right. It's a very, very subtle and complex level of abstraction. Wouldn't any detection ability be a form of consciousness? Perhaps. Perhaps, but perhaps not. Detection ability. Because, like, you can have, like, a dead animal and, like, do stuff with their muscles to make them contract. So, like, they detect something and react. But, like, that is the muscles conscious even though the animal is dead? I don't know. I really don't have a solid definition of consciousness. I guess that's just kind of what we're diving into. It's all about a state of consciousness. But if free will isn't a thing, maybe we aren't even conscious. Maybe. At that point, it gets very paradoxical. That's a little bit of a rabbit hole. There's a little bit of a rabbit hole. Consciousness, as I understand it, appears to be interchangeable with the term awareness. It's awareness of itself and of things beyond itself. That is consciousness. I don't think that's a bad definition. I think that's it at least is a piece to the puzzle. What do you think about astral or mental projections, lucid dreams, etc.? I think it's super cool. Lucid dreams especially are cool. I don't really believe that astral projection is like a thing that happens, but like it's cool stuff. Will could be a thing. It's the free part I would argue about. I like how we're picking all of this apart. It's nice. We're just all sleuthing it out. Consciousness is to have information about things and then to process that information. I'm detecting a necessity. What doesn't have information? An HDD drive is low-level consciousness, but a computer which actively uses and processes it is more conscious. They both have the same amount of knowledge, but one uses it. Maybe. Does Adam have information? Does it? Free will is generous. We are limited in our will by many factors, external and internal. Free will is a stupid concept, perhaps. I don't have an unopened copy of whatever that is. If Buddhism denies a creator God and atheism denies any ultimate reality, what grounds objective meaning, morality, or truth in your worldview without contradicting either? I don't believe in objective reality or objective morality, meaning, purpose, anything like that. Someone who has died is less conscious, but if they were alive, their consciousness would be very high. Everything that exists holds information. Nothing is stupid, everything is intel. I lucid dream so much, at one point I got sick of it because I wasn't checking out awake or asleep enough. It's interesting. That's an interesting problem to have. Consciousness never dies. Does it, though? I don't know if I would agree with that. Saying stupid is stupidly intelligent. Okay. If morality is purely subjective, on what basis can you say things like genocide, abuse, or oppression are like truly wrong rather than just personally disliked? It was not necessarily subjective as in like that's just my opinion, bro. It's 200,000 years of humans figuring out how to deal with one another and work together as a society for the betterment of a society and the individuals in that society, including themselves. We've evolved with a system of morals and ethics that seems to be based pretty widely around human well-being, longevity of life, happiness, maybe, things like that. But yeah, I mean, if you want to just say because there's no God, we can just throw all that stuff out the window, I guess you can make that argument. Hey, Taylor, can you let the cat in? It was always there and always will be there. This is fun. I like all you guys. I like it too. I strongly believe entropy and thermodynamics is the answer. Professor Maria I'm going to mispronounce the name. Hypothesis could visually show consciousness's location in the cosmic microwave background. That'd be pretty cool. Let's all hang out sometime. We're all hanging out now. What is your channel about? I'm an atheist, and I just come here to talk about religion and shit, and God and shit. Saying anything is the answer is never the answer. Maybe.
Feeling my age.
I think the golden rule in the Bible is pretty universal beyond any religion. Do unto others as you wish for yourself. Yeah, it's not a bad one. Genocide, abuse, and oppression are personally disliked. That's horrifying. But the fact humanity is generally on the same page about most of it being bad makes us think otherwise. If humans can't figure out the deep sea, then we have a long way to go. Yeah. Men and women's sports. I think when it comes to categorizing things, we should put people into skill and weight classes. That's typically what they do in sports. I also don't care about sports, to be honest with you. But typically, you already put people in skill and weight classes. Do unto others how they wish to be treated. That's another variation of it. Why are you an atheist? I have no reason to believe in a God. If morality evolved only for survival and social cohesion, why should anyone obey it when harming others benefits them or their group? Because in the greater scheme, does harming others really benefit them and the group? Yet we still do evil things. Do you ever miss faith or anything about it? Sometimes. Golden rule would work better if you treated people how they want to be treated, not how you do. They're definitely like two similar things, but I can see the difference between them and why one might be favored over the other. Knowing and understanding are very different domains. I agree. Why are you convinced there is no God? I'm not convinced there is no God. I am not convinced that there is a God. We still do evil things because humans are flawed, because evolution is flawed. Evolution seeks good enough, not perfection. The universe has not objective flaws. Sure. Are you an adult? I am. How can we define subjective flaws if not through objective means? It's a good question. What created the universe? So you aren't atheist, you are agnostic. I'm an agnostic atheist. Those are two separate categories that aren't mutually exclusive. The universe doesn't have flaws and it doesn't have strengths. This idea that the universe is imperfect is only true if we're trying to debate whether it's perfect for us. Maybe. Objectively speaking, the universe just is. I think I'd agree with that. Odds cannot be derived purely from an is. So why not say you're agnostic or just not religious? I'm agnostic atheist. Didn't you contradict yourself? That's not for me. Protesters going into church wrong? Yeah, kind of. I think I would agree. And that isn't the wrong answer either. I mean, I think it depends on what's going on inside the church, but I think most churches should kind of just be left alone, like during their Sunday worships or whatever. Creation does not come from nothing. That comes from something. Sure. I can agree. I don't really believe anything comes from nothing or that nothing can do anything. The contradiction isn't really wrong either. What's an interlocutor position? I don't know. What's an interlocutor position? Sometimes contradictions are the right answer, maybe. I'm trying to I'm just reading. I don't think I'm helping while just reading through chat as half of these I think are you guys talking to each other. I'm probably not helping. I haven't been convinced any gods exist, therefore atheist. Yeah. Protesters get to go into an abortion clinic, I don't really think they should be in there either. Given the cross-cultural convergence on some form of transcendent reality, what epistemic framework leads you to dismiss all theistic claims while privileging atheism as the most rational conclusion? I just don't have any reason to believe there's a God. How am I supposed to believe in something I don't have a reason to believe in? Interlocutor, the person you're talking to. That's right, I know that word. I should know that word. So what was that question? What was that other question? I'm trying to... I can't find it, and I'm falling behind on chat. How old are you? 28. It is kind of crazy, though, that our flesh eats us with no food, and temptation leads to the battle of the flesh. What? It's kind of crazy, though, that our flesh eats us with no food, and that temptation leads to the battle of the flesh. Sure. We are alive, are we not? Are we? By our definition of what we have categorized as alive, sure, but what does that mean? Protesters allowed in polling places? I don't really think they should be there either. Birds of the feather flock together? Sure. There's a cat here. Everywhere. It's yours. Because I'm petting you. And I'm getting cat hair all over myself. Men and girls' bathrooms. Did you set all of that up just to get a trans comment in there? Is that all it was? Cats are royalty. They think so. Was all that a setup, or was that just kind of like a question that popped into your brain? How did you choose those things on the shelves behind you? How did I choose the things on their shelves behind you? I just kind of like them. And they're like relevant to like what I do. Well, the books, most of the books at least, are relevant to what I do on this platform. When a species successfully reproduces repeatedly, there's a point after which it doesn't keep evolving or changing. Crocodiles have gone relatively unchanged for eons, for instance. What are dreams? That's a good question. Our brain doing stuff while we're asleep and possibly deprived of stimuli. That isn't because crocodiles are perfect creatures, it's just because they are good enough. What is perfection? If we cannot know perfection, how can we define perfection if we can't recreate it? What is perfection? We're asking all the big questions here. What are dreams? What is perfection? What is consciousness? What does it mean to be alive? There could be a more efficient, more powerful, more intelligent crocodile, but it doesn't evolve because there is no evolutionary pressure to. Are you a gamer? When I have time. Arrested some of the things sentimental? Sure. Yeah. Mostly stuff that just kind of fits in like with what I'm doing here, but yeah. At least to the best of my ability. If you dismiss God, absent justification, by what epistemic principle do you exempt atheism from the same rigorous scrutiny applied to all transcendent claims? Atheism isn't a claim, it's just lack of belief in a God. I have yet to be convinced that there is a God. I have yet to be convinced of the positive claim that there is a God. Therefore, I am an atheist. That's all it is. It's not some other thing. It's not some special category. It's just I don't have reason to believe in a God. That's all it is. Perfection is an unreal and an arbitrary spectrum. See color in dreams. Sometimes. Are they sentimental? Yeah, again, like, not really. Dogstream. I know that it isn't optimal. You're talking to someone else. Do sharks eat each other? I think they sometimes do. Don't they, like, eat each other in the womb or something? I have no idea. How can it be better at doing something it's already doing? I've subscribed. I like all these talking points. Good, I'm glad. We're getting into some deep stuff here in this live stream, and I'm trying to keep up to the best of my ability. Optimal and perfect are different things. Lake of justification. We produce more, avoid death better, adapt to environmental changes more easily. It could do these things better. Will the groundhog see its shadow? Who knows? I'm ready for spring, personally. Damn typos, it's okay. It's optimal because it happens. Okay, I subscribe to you. I appreciate it. Bro looks like he tells his mom to shut up. No. If atheism is merely an absence of credence, how do you account for the ontology, substantive, and epistemologically assertive ramifications entailed by such categorical non-beliefs? I'm gonna need you to say that in like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old. You put like 5 big words next to each other, and I'm not that smart, and I'm also trying to like read all of these. Stole that joke, sorry. That's all right. Doing great, Drew. We appreciate you and like you. Well, I'm glad. I've seen color in people who have passed away. Interesting. This is the most fun stream here. It's pretty good. I like the deep conversations, especially like some of them that we really just kind of don't have the answers to. Like, we're not going to solve the problem of what consciousness is, but I like that we're digging into it, you know? Perfect is a title, is a little in the eyes of, perfect is a little in the eyes of the beholder. Yeah. Dreams, flat earth? Nah. Spherical. Not perfectly spherical, but like spherical-ish. Spherical enough to be considered spherical. I'm not typing anymore. I can't proofread. That's all right. IQ a thing? IQ's a thing that we came up with to try to measure people's smartness. I don't really put too much stock in it. Spherical miracles. Okay. Is there such a thing as objective perfection? I don't think so. Because what's perfection? You know, going back to the discussion, you know, what's perfection? It's good enough to reproduce reliably. That's all evolution needs to do. Ultimately, this is about whether we are flawed, and under the criteria of reproduction as a goal, we are. If atheism is just a lack of belief, how do you explain the real-world consequences and assertions that inevitably arise from claiming there is no God, such as the real world? How do I explain the real-world consequences and assertions that inevitably arise from claiming there is no God? Such as, also, atheists don't claim there is no God. That's not atheism. Math is perfect. You know, math is like our attempt. You know, math is just kind of like one of our attempts at understanding the universe around us. You know, it's we're doing what we can. Objective perfection probably doesn't exist. You need to set a goal for some object to determine whether it's perfect or not. That is true. We would need to have some kind of goal, and perfection would be based on how close it gets to that goal. But then, like, what's the goal, and why would we set it in such a way? Right, what is perfection? Is perfection a truth relational to each other's inability for approximation? Or person or entity? It ain't no God, though. It ain't no God, though. It's a lack of belief. Yeah, atheism isn't like, there's no God. It's just I don't believe there is one. My friend Jenna is going through a breakup. Her boyfriend cheated on her for no reason. Can you say you support Jenna's side for her? If what you have given me in this little blurb is true, then yeah, I support Jenna. Fuck that dude. Math is wrong. Math is wrong or right. Math it's our attempt at trying to understand the world around us, universe around us. What about mass hysteria, dancing, plague, trickster archetype seems real? I don't know what that is, but it ain't normal. Definitely weird. It isn't that hard for something to be perfect in a sense of avoiding breaking rules of a given system. Yeah. Right to comparative to the goal, yes. Where's the goal? It is a model. Your shirt makes me think you like listening to Ghost and Mastodon. No. If atheism merely negates divinity, how do you justify the consequential ontological and cosmological postulations inevitably extrapolated from categorical denial of theism? I feel like you just asked the same question that I asked you to give examples for in a different language. What bad things happen from like not believing in a god? What physical changes happen? Like, I think that's what you're saying. It's like, how do you account for like the shit that goes down when you say you don't believe in a god? And I'm trying to ask for examples. There are many perfect citizens who don't commit crimes. Yes, because we're comparing their perfection to the backdrop of the law. Came to drop a like, I appreciate it. But are they perfect people? No. Everyone commits crimes. No. Math is a language we created to describe stuff and their relationships to other humans. Someone probably hasn't committed a crime. And what is a crime? A violation of the law. See, it's easy when we're talking about like perfection and like as it relates to crime and laws and stuff, because then we have the law as our objective base of like what we're trying to like follow or not follow. So it's easy to compare what perfect is if you compare it to anything solid like a law, even though laws aren't like the most solid. Laws can't be broken, rules can be. I don't know if I agree with that. What's past the ice wall? Nothing. Are rules and laws the same thing? Please don't start that. Please don't start what? What we call laws are man-made rules. Laws are fundamental to reality. Maybe. Snarks and grumpkins. Okay. Physical laws can't be broken, but state laws can be. They're different things. This is true. For instance, asserting no God exists underpins the cosmos claims about life's purpose, morality's origin, and the cosmos' contingency, consequently shaping ethics and metaphysics. Sure, but I don't think it's as deep as what you might be fearing. It's not like, there's not a God. All right, anarchy, everything's out the window. You know, humans have been doing this human thing for like 200,000 years now, and we've kind of like figured out some kind of semi-stable system. So like, I think we're doing all right. The essence of law is fundamental to reality. We call it law because we can. Is it true law? Perhaps, perhaps not. Yeah, the laws of the universe is just like what the universe does. Is winter coming, buddy? It's already here. At least where I'm at. Atheism isn't asserting no God. Already been mentioned multiple times. The reason humans... I got to the bottom of the screen. The reason human laws are called laws is because back in the day, they thought in terms of divine laws. Things that are unavoidable, ethically speaking, but not literally unavoidable. Yes, Doom, keep going, you beautiful person. This is one of the reasons I like having Doom here. He's like smart. I would watch videos if he had like, you know, if he posted more on his YouTube or whatever. I would watch them. Not only Doom, if you like, because I think you might have like a couple of videos that like aren't this. I think I saw you had like a couple of videos on your YouTube. I might be mistaking you with someone else. But like if you started talking about like this stuff on a YouTube, I would subscribe, I would watch, and I would probably put you as a featured channel at the bottom of my own page. Because like you're smart and you know shit. I think this attribute of laws can't be broken applies specifically to physical laws and is not how laws are broadly used linguistically. Maybe. Is there a Bigfoot? Maybe. Of course, also logical and mathematical laws. If atheism epistemologically, you said the word right. I didn't say the word right. You said it right. If atheism epistemologically presumes the non-existence of deity, it doesn't. By what humanist do you adjugate metaphysics? I mean, you're really just trying to do too much with the words. I'm going to be completely honest with you. And I think I've answered these questions already, if I'm understanding it correctly. you're really, really trying to. Do you watch Jordan Peterson by chance? You're really going hard with the big words, and that's not like, I'm not like trying to make fun of you. It's just like, I'm a human, man. Like I'm not like top dog intellectual, and most people aren't going to be. Like, you might sound smart using the big words, but when you strip down what you mean by some of these big words, you're not really saying things that are too clever. And that's not to bash you. That's just kind of like, I'm trying to help you out here. All right, well, it's the psychologically neutral domain of the subjective and the objective realms. I have a lot of videos talking about this, Drew. Nice. Think Pookie is a troll? I don't think Pookie is a troll. Humans got the natural programming, self-preservation, good reactions to babies' cries, continued survival. All that equals continued survival. Good equals better survival. Same reason. The pre-programmed fear of spiders and snakes exists. Psychophysical domain. Maybe. It's what a Lacanian psychoanalysis is based on. I think he's trying to say that if atheism says gods don't exist, what is the logical framework you use to justify facts without it being derived from divine revelation? That might be it. As far as, what we're trying to do to describe facts, we're just kind of things that exist trying to figure out what existence is and what to do with it to the best of our ability. If all beliefs are purely subjective, on what basis can you call anything right or wrong, or even say some actions are better than others? Like I said, 200,000 years of just kind of like figuring things out. It's not a perfect system, but it seems to be doing all right. But objectively, like especially like right and wrong. So I assume you're mainly talking about morality, because when it comes to like what is true or whatnot, who the fuck knows? Morality, we have built a system over the last 200,000 years, probably longer than that. The species that came before humans, probably started working together, where we're just kind of working together for the betterment of the society and the individuals in a society, including ourselves. And that system seems to be kind of focused around longevity of life, well-being. And a lot of it is selfishness, too. I don't want to die. You probably don't want to die. So let's create and or support a society where murder is illegal and criminalized because it protects everyone, including ourselves. It's advantageous to work together and to play nice with the other kids. And that's a system that we've evolved with and passed down over time that's kind of been ingrained into our brains as we've gone on. Did you get the puzzle? Did the puzzle get finished? Which puzzle? We've finished a couple puzzles. The puzzle that we were working on last week, not even close. It's kind of a thing. In fact, I can show you. I can't because I have a cat on me. The cat's getting down. Perfect timing. So this is the puzzle that we're like looking at right now. It's a wolf puzzle, and like all those pieces just kind of look fucking identical. So like that's what we got going on right now. In terms of like other puzzles that we finished, we got this Star Wars puzzle. That was pretty easy. This was actually really fun to do just because it was kind of easy. That one didn't take Taylor too long to do.
Less than 24 hours.
Less than 24 hours to do that one. The space puzzle was pretty cool. I had that as a background in one of my videos recently. This is a puzzle that we did a while ago. I don't remember how long that took us. But, so like some puzzles got finished. The bottom of that is breaking because the glue's not gluing. Well, yeah, that's puzzle update. I can't wait to catch up to the 20 chats that I've fallen behind on while I was showing you guys puzzles, but he's basically saying, how dare you think to say you know anything? I mean, how dare we think to say that we know anything? You know, what do we know? If all beliefs are subjective, we call things right or wrong based on what we think the truth is, regardless of whether it actually is true. Yeah. What was she doing with that weapon? He. Oh, I don't know. I think she was just like keeping Snickers back from eating the puzzle pieces. That's exactly what she was doing. Right now, can there be a law of morality? A subjective human law, sure, but not like an objective like law of the universe. I don't think. Killing people is wrong. Carl, that kills people. Who's gonna get that reference? Who's gonna get that reference? I apologize if I'm making this sound more confusing than it is. I have a doctorate. I can tell, which isn't like a terrible thing. I'm in your Discord if you want to join. Yeah, I do have a Discord. My links to all of my other stuffs are in the description of my channel. I feel we could work on some stuff. Yeah, that Discord is open like 24/7 if people want to like hop in and discuss things. I have channels and stuff set up for that. Go with the flow, like I said. Birds of the feather flock together, and in other words, constructive interference via similarly held views, brainwaves can reinforce one another. Sure. Yeah. You can find a link on the channel page. Yeah. That looks like a very ominous and foreboding puzzle. What's an ominous and foreboding puzzle? Which one?
Oh, dang it.
Oh, the wolf one? Yeah, sucks. What?
My phone is dying.
Ah, that's a shame.
Such a shame.
Plug it in. Is my cord really not that long?
No, it's not.
That's fine. Doesn't really need to be.
Okay.
Make sure I didn't just unplug it by tugging on it.
So.
Ooh. Grab it. Reach.
I'm short.
You don't frame them? We haven't yet. We need to get frames. The map one had a frame, but it broke. So we're waiting on getting a new frame for that. And then those other 3 puzzles we've done in the span of like 2 or 3 weeks. So we haven't gotten frames for them yet. But we will. Everyone stay focused. I need to sleep. Viva Revolution. There's no law of morality. I get it. Carl, you bastard. Hey, since we've been talking about beliefs and morals, do you think you'd be interested in doing a Bible study together online sometimes? I don't really have time for stuff. I'd be interested in Bible studies, sure. I just don't really have time for like anything, especially to like interact with like anyone on the subject except for like these live streams. My schedule's kind of like awful these days, but like I'm always down to like talk about this stuff. But also like I don't like going like I don't do like private chats or anything with people. I like to keep my conversations online, public. Every time I want to access your Discord, I have to turn on my VPN, close Discord, and reopen it so it stops thinking I'm in Australia. I don't want to give over my personal info to Discord. They cannot be trusted with keeping it safe. Bible study stream? I'm down to do like a Bible study stream if you guys are down for it. You guys have to tell me how to do a Bible study, how to successfully do a Bible study, and maybe I can try to conduct one. Bart Ehrman's pretty good, knowledgeable of the Bible. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, I have Bibles. Those are all Bibles there, you know. I have them. We can talk about them. I read a passage of the Bible in my last stream, you know, so it's like, it's an option. I've never been part of a Bible study either, right? It's like, you know, it's It's alright. It's whatever. I probably would have, because, like, I've kind of always been passionate about, like, this religion thing and whatnot. You would think that I would be a part of, like, youth groups and Bible studies and whatnot, but I was introverted, so I wasn't. I didn't do any of that shit. There was opportunities, especially I went to Catholic school, K through 12th grade, so there were absolutely, like, groups and stuff where you could do that stuff. I just didn't want to. I was introverted. Bible studies is how I turned atheist. I'm a former Roman Catholic. Well, there you go. Hi. 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 If you look up the Wilds Bible study, they are really good with application. I just joined the Discord. See you there. Nice. The Wilds. Secular Bible group study would be a banger instead of boring and dull like the church. Show the chat. Show the chat what? And I would definitely, I will say, like, I mean, you guys know me. A lot of you, this isn't your first live stream. I wouldn't really try to, like, pull the conversation one way or the other. I would definitely give my thoughts. But, like, I can look at the Bible and just be like, let's talk about this passage without being like, yeah, remember, like, 2 passages ago when God said, like, to kill people or whatever? I would try to be, like, a little bit more neutral. Obviously, giving my 2 cents and, the direction that I lean, but I would try to be, my more respectful self. Okay, it seems a Bible study is just holding a discussion about the Bible and what it means and how it applies to our lives. More or less. You also check out Hermes Trismegistus out. Yeah, that one. He was associated with Moses from the Bible. Actually said similar to the host earlier, like the different versions of ways of viewing gods. Okay. Huh. Yeah, no. I'd be down. I do want to do, like, longer live streams here and there where we might have time to, like, really, like, read and dig into the Bible. I just don't have the time these days. Time is hard. In Doom, you're right. I don't think Discord can be trusted with your information. It's 11. I'm sending you a hello live on stream on the Discord. Yeah, if you wanna hop on the Discord, or if anyone wants to hop on the Discord or any of my other places where I post, this is the main place that I post, but I also post, like, elsewhere, and all those links are at on my channel in my description. I leave you with something. What about the most physical and mental thing? Just think about it. Most physical and mental thing. Good night, guys. It's interesting, like, whoever, I don't know why I just thought of this. I think because I just saw my shirt in the camera. Someone's like, judging by your shirt, I'm assuming you listen to, like, Ghost or Mastodon or whatever. No, I was in my office today singing musical theater songs. That's kind of where I lean more towards. Not quite sure what you mean by the question, but it comes to my mind: electricity. Most physical and mental thing: electricity. Interesting. Favorite Bible passage? My favorite Bible passage is the one where it's the woman with the issue of blood, and Jesus is walking by, and he's got like a crowd of people pushing up against him, and this woman reaches out and touches him. She's like, if I could just touch like his cloak, I'll be healed. And like she touches his cloak, and she's healed. And Jesus stops, and he's like, who touched me? And his disciples are like, all of these people are pushing up against you, and you asked who touched me? And I like it just because there's a little bit like of human aspect to it. It's why I really like the books of Samuel, because it's more story driven, and there's more like humanity in the story. Because we have this like Messiah God being just stopping in a crowd and saying, who touched me? And like this crowd's just like, fuck did you just say? Like basically like just all wise, Messiah, spiritual leader that they've been following, and like they're all pushing him against, and they all love. He turns around and says, who touched me? And they're just like, what? I like it. That's my favorite. That must be an album cover or something. This, I don't think it's an album cover. I think it's just death. And I like it. Good night. That's why I like the Gospel of Mark the most. He's a very human in that one. I think I agree. It's definitely good. It's definitely a good run. Yeah, I think my least favorite Jesus is the John Jesus, the Gospel of John, because John's just trying to do too much. John's trying to do way too much. You can see where like, Matthew and Luke piggybacked off of like each other or one or the other, and piggybacked off of Mark definitely. I think it was Mark, Matthew, and then Luke chronologically. And then John he goes his own way. He's in a pool of his own. He tries to like pretty it up and fancyify it, and it's just no. I'm not a fan. High Christology sucks. I looked up Mastodon merch, and it has similar styling, but not part of their merch, I think. I just remembered something. What did you just remember? I'm going to end the stream soon, but what did you just remember before I end the stream? What are you going to leave us with, Doom? I need to put my Jesus back on my shelf. What did you remember? And we'll close with that. Your closing thoughts. No pressure. Drum roll. What's Doom about to drop on us? I really like Romans chapter 6. It shows that even though you have salvation, you shouldn't take advantage of it. You should read it like verse 1 through 7. Don't forget it again. We got you. Keep a few Bibles around to ward off God. Solid, solid. I remember when I had a discussion with my parents, they supposedly brought up that there are ancestral records that serve as a secondary source to verify the existence of the disciples of Jesus. Some of them, at least. That'd be cool. It'd be cool to see. I really like Romans chapter 6. Maybe we can close on that. I'll just do the New American one again. Romans chapter 6. That's the dictionary. Romans chapter 6. Acts 2:4. Romans chapter 6. Romans chapter 6. You said, read it like verse 1 through 7. That's what I'm going to read. Freedom from sin, life in God. What then shall we say? Shall we persist in sin that grace may abound? Of course not. How can we who died to sin yet live in it? How can we who died to sin yet live in it? Or are you unaware that we who were baptized into Christ Jesus were baptized into his death? We were indeed buried with him through baptism into death. I'm not reading very well tonight. so that, just as Christ was raised from the dead, by the glory of the Father, we too might live in newness of life. For if we have grown into union with him through a death like this, we shall also be united with him in the resurrection. We know that our old self was crucified with him, so that our sinful body might be done away with, that we might no longer be in slavery to sin, for a dead person has been absolved from sin. It shows that even though you have salvation, you really shouldn't take advantage of it. Sure. Yeah. It's a popular passage. I recognize it. I haven't memorized like every single like popular passage, but I recognize that as like a pretty popular one. They couldn't remember the name, but it's Jewish or something. Well, probably. Jesus and all of them probably existed. It shouldn't matter to think Jesus rose from the dead and did all the miracles and shit. Yeah. Bring home the Lord. 1 Corinthians. All right, one more. And then I have to end stream, probably, maybe. I should end stream. 1 Corinthians 1:27. Especially since that's just a single verse. It makes it a little bit easier. These pages are so thin, it makes them hard to turn. 1 Corinthians 1:27. Rather, God chose the foolish of the world to shame the wise. And God chose the weak of the world to shame the strong. It's a pretty good passage. It's a pretty good passage. It's a pretty solid passage. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. 12 likes this stream. It's pretty good. Really good in-depth stream. I like that we, I was struggling to keep up, but I like that, we dug into some things like consciousness and life, and, we got into the deeps of it. This is why I do like the God of the Bible, because I am pretty dumb often. There you go. But thank you all so much. I say it every time because I mean it every time. I always appreciate it when anyone doesn't just scroll past my streams. I'm a random nobody here on the internet. I'm not like worth your time, so the fact that anyone stops for even for a second is pretty cool. Especially when they come in chats and get into the weeds and like and subscribe and stick around and come back. I love seeing people, reoccurring people. I love seeing, as much as obviously I love seeing all of you over and again, I really love seeing people who disagree with me come back. Like, I have reoccurring Christians in these streams, and that means a lot to me because I want to create a space here where we can all sit down at the same table and discuss things. So the fact that I have Christians who subscribe to me and who regularly come back, even though they disagree with what I'm saying, really means a lot to me, and that's what I get. So, this channel, my content, me, it's nothing special, but I enjoy it, and it's nice. So thank you all so much for being here. I made a post earlier today. I have no idea what my live stream schedule is going to look like this week. You're probably not going to see me again until Saturday or Sunday night. Which, I don't know, just kind of like stay tuned or whatever, and we should be back to normal schedule next week, which is typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9:30-ish Central Standard Time. So hope to see you all around. Have a good rest of your night, day, whenever you're watching this. Bye.